Sergeant Beast Larson, Part 12, How to Handle Death Threats. And I dedicate this video to my good buddy Officer McGill from Hays State Prison down in Georgia. Threats can come verbally, threats can come physically. This is dedicated to Officer McGill. The threat came verbally and physically at the exact same time. A horrific incident. He was stabbed 13 times in the head and neck. The threat, there was no warning. It just came. And I'm very happy to say that he is still alive, doing pretty well. He's not able to do everything he wants to, but he's still with us. And any moment that I text him, he gets right back with me. And I'm happy for that. I'm happy for him. Someone threatens to kill you, what should you do? If you're a civilian, you call 911, you report it to the police. You have to tell the police. They need to document this, whether it's in a written report, it's in the computer. They call it a CAD system, computer-aided dispatch. It gets put in the notes, your name, so-and-so, if you know who they are. If they don't, description. It documents the incident. That's going to help you a little bit later. If domestic violence laws apply, like in most states, you're related by blood or marriage, up to second cousin, then you can get a restraining order. Yes, restraining orders are a piece of paper. Restraining orders. A piece of paper that says, this person shall not harm this person. Paper doesn't stop people from harming. But what it does is it helps you, should there be some kind of physical attack, and you're injured, hopefully not injured, but if you need to go this far, you get an attorney, and the attorney's going to find out that, yes, number one, there is a police report. Secondly, you did get the restraining order. You're following the legal steps. And then if somebody comes and actually does attack and cause physical harm and injury to you, you're going to file a civil suit to get them to pay for medical damages and pain and suffering and etc. If you haven't told the police and you haven't got a restraining order, if that's an option, and you just keep all this to yourself, yes, you have a right to defend yourself. But it's a little harder in civil court to get money back if you didn't take the other steps that were an option. So when you call 911 and the police come to your house and they'll say, it's probably a misdemeanor, it's inactive, which means it happened before it happened, it's not in the police presence, they're not arresting anybody. Let them document it, number one. Number two, get your restraining order, that piece of paper, because that in the legal system is important. Then protect yourself. Protect yourself to all ends. Remember the first video is called Until a Threat Stops? You protect yourself. If you like this video, you like what I'm saying, hit the subscribe button. I'm not done talking yet. I'm going to explain a few more things. You need to subscribe. That's your commitment to yourself and your family. Commit to be a part of us being 147 strong subscribers that believe in what I'm talking about and want to do this together as a big family. If you're a correction officer, you notify your supervisor, inmate so-and-so threatened me. You do a disciplinary report or whatever it's called in your state. That's the piece of paper. It's like writing a citation. Give it to that inmate. So you've told your supervisor, let them put it down. Do the disciplinary report, have it documented. Now, I was threatened many times. I wrote many disciplinary reports, and I'd go back and look, and a lot of them were dismissed or didn't even show up. Things got thrown away for whatever reason. I won't explain the reason, but I know why. But I went through the steps that I should have. I always let my lieutenant know, hey, so-and-so, hey, I've had 8 people today down in Tier 2 and G building, H building threaten me. I wrote DRs to all of them. Keep track of that, make a copy of it, take it home, put it in a folder. Keep that for yourself. I'll get back to this in a second. To law enforcement officers, if somebody threatens you, there's a little bit of different burden. I had a judge tell us here in Kentucky that people can't drive recklessly in front of us if we're the only people on the road, because we're expected and trained in defensive driving. There has to be non-police people affected by this reckless driving. Kind of along in the threatening lines. Yes, if somebody says, Officer so-and-so, I'm going to kill you, That is a direct threat, yes. And said to an officer, he's probably going to arrest that person. So he documents this. Can't get a restraining order because most likely they're not related through marriage or through blood. So there's just that citation and it goes through the court process. So legally, that's your options. That helps protect you. Now, what do you do as a person? You can change locks on your house. Most importantly, you're going to let your family know. Let your spouse know. Let your kids know. If a threat gets to be that bad, you need to let people know so they can start paying attention and they can be aware. Just like having a plan of escape if there's a fire in your house, you need a plan of where do you go? Do you have a safe room, a safe place? Do you carry weapons in your car because you have a carry conceal permit? Do you need to go get a carry conceal permit? You have tools in your car and your trunk, things to protect yourself, things in the kitchen drawer, your knives, your silverware, pots and pans. What's by the front door? What's in the front closet? An umbrella? Umbrellas might be good to defend yourself with. Maybe something else should be in there, a ball bat or whatever. Keep in mind of children and not having guns and unsafe things around children. Have tools of protection around. Mentally, have that ready for protection with your spouse and kids. Physically, have that ready. Work out. You may need to give somebody a big old elbow. Hashtag hammer time. Pow! Somebody may need to get one of those to protect yourself. Think about legally when you call 911. Think about your spouse, whoever you live with, your family. Let them know. What kind of protection do you have in your home? What kind of escape or hiding plan? Do you have a code word or a safe place? If something were to happen, I could tell my wife, hey, there's a place we need to meet. Designate a place. That way it's never said. We just know to go there. You need those kind of conversations and have this stuff in mind. Very important. Let me get back to my buddy, Officer McGill. Being stabbed, that threat didn't come by somebody saying something. That threat came by a form of physical attack with a big old shank. It was a gang initiation to kill an officer. And that was a death threat. And the death threat came in the form of this. Multiple stabs. When this threat comes, and it comes knocking on your door, you're going to fight until the threat stops. You're going to fight. For everybody that you love, you're going to fight and never give up. Never give up. Most important thing to him was getting to see his son graduate from kindergarten. Not die and see that. He got to see that. So what do you do when they call and threaten you? Yes, it's expected to be emotionally upset. Physically upset. It will make people sick sometimes, sick to their stomach. You think about how you protect yourself. I haven't mentioned one thing yet. In the videos, I talk about a lot of things, and occasionally, the most important thing in helping protect yourself and prepare for this is your religion and your faith. I would have never got through a career in law enforcement if I didn't get down on my knee and pray. This is the job I was chosen. Before I take this oath and get sworn in, I prayed and asked God to guide and walk with me in my career. I've got through my whole career with just a broke toe, in a training incident, scrapes and bruises from training, but not from fighting. I've got a guest, very special guest, very important guest that will be in videos to come. For several reasons I'll explain when that special guest gets here. Commit to yourself to live so you can see everybody in your family. That's important. Burglar alarms on your house are great. Vary your patterns. Go to different grocery stores, different stores. Make your life variety. Don't be in a routine. People following you, don't be in a routine. When you're police and you drive that car and have that uniform, you're a bullseye. When that car goes home and goes straight to your driveway, how many police were killed in 2019? Followed from the police station, attacked on the way home, attacked at the gas station. Several. More than I can count on one hand. Correction officers, Some places require them to change and go home out of uniform for that reason. Think about all this. Don't be scared to not be the police. If you're called to do that, there's a reason. You got something special in here. Corrections, you got something special. Do that. Fulfill that. Help that. Be that. Blessed are the peacekeepers. Be that person. But know that you're not walking alone when you do that. So think about all this. Put this in yourself. Put this in your brain and your heart. Connect those thinking and your emotions together. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it change everything upside down. Prepare for it. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Take it. Accept that it's happened, this threat. I've seen correction officers quit, walk right out the gate because an inmate said they're a gang and they're going to kill them, and be so upset and get up and walk out the door. Supervisors put them in a different building, relocate them, make them feel safe. Don't let good officers quit just because of a threat. Do the right thing, take the right steps to protect them, and prosecute, document and prosecute the inmate. Do the right things. That's your responsibility. Hope you enjoyed this video. The next video coming is going to be strikes and kicking. Hand strikes, elbow, knees, feet, headbutt. I'm going to explain. We're going to tie in the focus of energy, transfer of energy, pressure points. A whole bunch of things are going to be tied in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.